Top of the morning, goons and mutants. We're over here waging war with a 1967 Fender Princeton Reverb. Chris, I'm looking at you. Beautiful amp. The restoration is pretty much done. I do need to inspect the recovery circuit for the reverb. But otherwise, she's coming together nicely. I thank you guys for following along. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your mom and them what's up. Hope you're having a good weekend. Bye.
Teach thee, young child, love of hereafter. Into the flood again.
Top of the morning, Chris. You're probably going to see this in the afternoon. Apologies for the lack of content there, guys, and video updates for you, Chris, as I'm just regaining my voice. So I feel like I have some of that Lyle Caldwell 60 hertz going. And I'll just take advantage of that. So this, you can see I took your knobs off there. The faceplate has been cleaned and polished. It's looking really nice, dark and rich. It's nice and smooth again. Your hardware was really loose. That's no longer the case. And you had like a white speck there on the jewel itself that I was able to polish off. So it came out really nice. I'm very happy with that. Now, let me turn her around and then I'll walk you through the interior. And we're here on the preamp side. Measured all of your resistors. They're nice. We have some new Vichy cathode bypass caps here. These little blue guys. I love these. And let me see what else I can show you before I have to move the camera. And I got to move it anyway, so hold on. So I've been about the business of removing the grounds that were hanging off the power transformer bolts there. They always prove to be unreliable, though less so in some of these smaller amps. And then I moved it to the chassis there, and I'm going to clean all that flux there as well. And then you could probably see the new power cords ground hanging out right there on a chassis. Now, you have one remaining that's kind of clinging on to the bolt over at the 10 o'clock position right here, and that's where the bias board and filament circuits artificial center tap come together. Pardon me. Pardon me, I'm so sorry about that. And I'm going to remove that. I'm going to twist these guys here. I'll retwist these guys. I'm just going to clean this out here. And then they'll get their own little chassis solder ground here as well. So we'll keep everything nice and uniform. And then over here, this was serviced in the past, but a long time ago, man. I suspect in the 70s, probably the early 70s, I feel. Here's a new Vichy filter cap for your bias supply. And I ended up having to remove a lot of excess solder there. The original cap was J-hooked in. Not the original, but the one that you delivered with the amp was J-hooked in. The factory would not do that. So there's that. Your pots are all cleaned out. Jacks, all that good stuff. Ready to go. And she's remarkably quiet. Now, the next thing I have to do is do an assessment on the cables that were on the back. Remember how I said that the center connector was a little loose and that there wasn't much drive on the reverb? Well, if you remember back in the original video, you can hear quite a bit of drip there. So my feeling is that the tank was being hit with sufficient signal, sufficient enough to cause that audible artifact along the length of the springs. So lots of splash. But I feel like the recovery stage is what's sort of given up the ghost, or is it's the part of the circuit that I'm concerned with now. Pardon me. Just I'm not in my right mind. So that's where I'll focus. Some of the cathode bypass caps were a bit crummy, so maybe there was a loss of gain on a recovery stage. You know, that's something we can look at, in addition to possibly looking at some corrosion on the output side of the RCA, jack on the tank. Maybe that transducer's not too happy, but at any rate, I need to get that tank out of the bag, and we'll do an assessment, and I'll walk you through the whole thing, and I'll do that for tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow. I think I'll be able to do that. So I hope this finds you well out there, all you goons and mutants out there enjoying your families on the weekend. It's out here in California, it's cooling down a bit. We're actually getting a season, which is nice. So I hope this finds you guys and yours well out there. Have a good time.